Hey guys, welcome back. It's grimreaper coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully you're doing well and hopefully you're looking after yourself and on a positive start to the week wherever you are in the world. Today we're going to be doing one of the strongest Queen Evas that you'll ever see coming up in this meta right now. I wanted to do a video on her for a while. She's one of my favorite champions in the game. One of my favorite OG champions in the game anyway. So recently she was buffed probably about a year ago now, and I still think she's still a very strong champion overall. And BM just happens to have a fully awakened EVA, which was going to build for his Dark Hell faction, right? So I was thinking, why not do a video on her with a updated guide and etc. Because I still think she's a great champion in today's meta. So there's obviously like goods and bads about her. Like obviously the bads about her is she's legendary and not mythical, so that's kind of, it is what it is. She hits extremely hard on her abilities, but she's still a very great champion. Obviously, Eva is one of a kind. She has a block revive on the A2, which is a double hitter, can break through Stone Skin if built correctly as well. So she's a great option against a number of mythicals. She can still be used in live arena, especially if you're a low spender or towards the bottom end of like the arena. She's still great for classic arena. She'll still be great for siege as well. So she has a lot of viability. 3 vs 3 live arena, especially if someone is causing you a hassle. She's the perfect target, right? So she's a great champion overall. So she'll attack one enemy here as well, brings a block buffs and a heal reduction. Now, if you're going to use it for faction wars, which is where we're showcasing her today, I have a full guide on her already for faction wars in Dark Owls. Go check that out in the playlist. I will also try to put a ping up here as well. You don't want accuracy on it, right? Because you don't really want a heal reduction on the boss because you'll pull it back on your team. But this ability here, AoE, and has a chance to it will reset itself if it kills a enemy, and obviously she also has a 80. It only needs to be built with 85 critical rate throughout a whole kit as well because of this 15% chance, which is fantastic, which goes around a whole kit. Again, it's actually Nola debuff as well, which is even better because it can't restrict offer, so we can reliable use this as well. If you're putting a lead for faction wars, you can drop it a bit more as well. So it's a really, really strong kit. I'm going to go ahead and take her into arena now. We are up on Platinum Arena, so we're going to go up against a couple of mythicals and see what she can really do as a +4 fully awakened Queen Eva. Alright then, so we're going to do a damage test here. We're going to use this one as a good example for damage test. So we've got to go second here. We've got the increased attack. We obviously got 10 meter boost. And then we've got one way of dealing with Stone Skin, right? Because we can't be using Sulfurion against Marishka. And there's a lot of Marishka teams up in this meta right now. So we will do what is necessary for us. So obviously we'll go down to 1+ speed in a second. We do need to remove some stone skin. Be great. And then we'll probably just sheep her, which we don't remove any stone skin. In all fairness, they do have lightning cage. Alright then, so we will try and break the stone skin if we can on Narcissus, because Narcissus is a tanky champion. Okay, so you can see there that we can break stone skin. Now, unfortunately, we didn't strip any of the stone skin, so I can't really do a damage test at the moment, but what we can do is we can go in and back out to try and strip. So I just lost his fight, but it is what it is. Hopefully the RNG gods will be nice to me for this video so we can do a damage test. Now I prefer to do a damage test in the arena because obviously people are not using defense down and stuff like that. So I kind of like to keep it real, and that's how I'd prefer to do them. I know each content creator has their own ways. Let me try and sheep Taurus this time. And we get wanded. Great. This is why it's so hard to do damage test in the arena, because we'll now get RNG'd like how for the video. But I did want to showcase the being able to break a stone skin on this type of build, which is great to see. Bear in mind, we're not using Kraken Roots as a blessing because Lightning Cage is generally a better blessing for these starter teams. Let me try and sheep him instead. Okay, good. Good. Now we can do damage tests. We're going to get counter-attacked by Taurus, but we are under Stone Skin, so we should be fine. So we'll do this one here. So we're going to attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit will ignore 50% target defense. If the enemy is killed, cannot be revived. So it's a great ability. So we'll start off with this one first because this is my favorite ability. We just want to see on what it's like on a very tanky Marushka. So 189 just on one hit. So bear in mind it's a double hitter, right? So it's a great great ability, and you can see that we can one-shot Amarishka pretty well. You don't need insane stats like we got in today's video, but I do want to show her at the best maximum of the full gear that she can do for sure. So that's what I wanted to showcase in that. So we're going to quit it and exit, and ideally look for we're going back into his team as well again. Thanks Master Splinter for the opportunity to do this on your account, or maybe someone on his clan will show this video to him or her. Anyway, so again, let's try and see what we can do against this. We'll have to climb back up into low arena once we're finished. I don't really care about the E1 for damage test, but I do care about the A2 and A3, right? So it's nice to have extra damage for the A1, but it's not really what most people judge the champion on too much. Okay, so we sheeped him last time, right? And we get wanded again. Oh yeah, these ones. Okay, let's try and do this again without wands. Going up against me, please. For the video, be nice, right? Be nice. I can't use Fabian because Fabian's not in Stone Skin either. So it's like building a whole team just to do a damage test. Come on, Raid. Give it to me. It's got one and everyone. Oh yeah. Wand again. Oh yeah. What is going on? Just trying to do a damage test. All right. I might have to think about the way we do damage tests. I might have to start doing it against dungeons. It's not realistic in dungeons. That's why I don't like doing it, because it's just not realistic. You know, arena, we're not using defense down a weekend like most people are not using that. In that type of situation, right? Let me try Fabian instead, because damn, it's frustrating. Let me put in a bias and lead. It really is frustrating when you're trying to do the damage test, and where you could just watch his me just get wanded like 15 times in a row. Let's go again. No Stone Skin strip. Oh, we got Marishka. Okay, that's all we care about. We got Marishka. Cool. Right, so we're going to do the A3 this time. See how much damage we can do. This one is not as a hard hitting ability as the A2, but we'll see what we can do. We've got mostly the HP there. We're on 1x speed. Let's see. 166k, which is pretty solid, right? She's also a great campaign farmer as well. There is that as well, which will go in your favor as well. So that is pretty nice. I'm going to climb back up to Platinum Arena now because we've done a damage test, and we'll take on some bigger teams and some better teams to see what she can do against like the higher end of Platinum Arena. All right then, so I found a team for us to attack. Let's see what we can do. We are facing a Empress, which I think she's a great option against Empress. I think she's also great against Fabian as well, which would be good to see. Let's see what we can do here. So let's try and do A2, drop 10 meter back, come back round and sheep someone. So I'll try and sheep him. We might get wanded there. We don't, which is great. We got increase attack, so we got 2 stuns here, which is looking good. So I'm going to play the block revive on Marius, which I think is where she'll work really well. Then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. Wait for him to do that. He's going to get petrification on the sheep side of that. Fabian will lock me out. That's going to be fine. I think we still have enough to win this fight. And then I think EVA can one-shot them Emirates there, which you can see, which is 100 and something thousand, which is pretty nice. And then see what we can do elsewhere as well. We do get feared a little bit there, which is annoying, but I think we can still make this work. Let's go like this. Nope. Okay, can we do A1 again? Nice. And I think this is a great example. I think the strongest area with her, strongest case of using her, is when generally you want to try and get a block revive on the one single nuker, so you can pretty much secure the win of the fight. Problem is, a lot of the fights up here right now have like Vrishka, etc. But like crazy mythicals like Nice, etc. Don't want to use her against Nice, but I guess if you put I guess you wouldn't put Death Dealer on her, but Death Dealer could do some useful work there. Is there any... Okay, so we got Sungwon. She's definitely a Sungwon counter. This team is a bit easy, if we're being honest, but I wanted to kind of show a Sungwon in this video, so that's what we're going to do, right? You could definitely open up with the A3 as well and go with the AoE nuke. That's definitely an option as well. So you can see here we've got two second champions, so we need to be careful. We should be able to strip the whole team, but there's no need to do the A2 because we should be able to just one-shot this with A3. So you can see 150,000 to 180,000. Again, probably not the most tankiest of teams. So you can see here Sigford's would be a bit of an issue for us. Okay, so we have got this team here. We have got Nice, which we need to be careful of. Nice is probably the biggest one. If Nice wasn't here, then I would feel comfortable about this because we can take out Emrys and Tormund quite quickly, right? We can also block revive the Emrys, which would be amazing. The Nice just kind of makes this a lot more tricky. We'll have a go anyway. Let's see what's what. Wow, I don't normally see Kaja get freezed by Tormund. That is a first for me. So we can see here, we're looking pretty strong. We will have Nice that will go soon. So we can play the A3. We get a big strong hit there. The problem is her A3 can't deal with the Nice there, really. And we just got froze, right? So yeah, you can just see I would have been able to take this team out if there was no Nice, but there is a Nice there. So we're going to need to find a team without Nice, because Nice is just a broken champion. Let's not take +4s on. There's another Nice there. You can see another nice here as well. So let's change up the strategy a little bit. Let's take Kaja out and let's put in him so we can deal with the Nice a bit better, try and stun him if we can, etc. Okay, so we'll come in with this. We got that Sulfurian's faster than him. Do the A3. Okay, so Nice does get the one submissive. It's only a 2-star blessing, but hopefully we can get something there. Block revive on the Nice. He's not going to be able to do nothing now. He's gone. Right, he's not coming back. Again, low level Nice there. Can do some job. Bit of CC does help as well. Okay. See if we can get a bit more. Star Sage will be a problem with his passive, but we can still make it work. Or we can just petrification like that. That's a pretty solid team, to be fair. Maybe not the world best built team and not the highest end of arena, but I don't think that she's could be used at the highest end arena. Like, I wouldn't use her on PM's account in arena because it's got like more crazy champions. But that's the whole point of mythicals are like super overpowered. And then the average legendary, which is actually still decent, like Queen Eva is still a great nuker, it's been power crept, right? I think if she had like a stone skin ability on that A2, then should definitely with with her crazy multipliers, because she has got crazy multipliers, she would be one of the legendaries actually would be used. But you can see that He-Man doesn't get used a lot, right? And He-Man is just as good as her in some sense as well. Let's see if we can take on this one and see what is what here. I guess we can, our bias is needed for increased attack. So yeah, we need to keep her in here. So the plan is CC them and then kill the Nice first, because he's the only nuker in here. Obviously, there's a bit of RNG with the affinity. We are aware of that. We're all intelligent people. We'll do what we can. Let's try and sheep him. We do, because we have accuracy up, which is pretty nice. We don't want to break the sheep, right? So we can play the block revive here, or we can play it on the Fabian. But again, Nuka's gone. Good night, Nuka. And then it's a case of, even if we get like locked out on Fabian right now, which it does look like we will, then we can still win this fight, because there's no Nuka. There's nothing in this now. So she definitely has a strong one. To be honest, on my account, I do have a +2, and I'm thinking about using mine in the future for some comps. But the only thing it puts me off is that she's a 2-star blessing. So giving her like crazy gear would be needed. And I kind of want to use like a little bit lower tier gear on my account. But she definitely could come in on my account. So I'm looking out for that blessing for sure. She's going to be someone in the future that I might do, because I do have Mesmer as well. And I kind of prefer EVA over her at the moment. So it could be an option. Because they're very similar champions. Better than my Meza, just ignore Stone Skin. Okay, so that should be game over now, unless Star Sage flips back around, which might happen because we might get Eve. He does. Oh, look at that. Just as I was saying it, right? So see if we get feared. We get feared. Okay, that is what it is. And then we just wait. Now we got the CC, so we can deal with Fabian. We know that the A2 is going to be ready anyway, so we can just block revive on here again. Annoying team, but again, not impossible team to beat, right? So we can just keep flipping around. We go for the block revive there. Again, 235k damage there is pretty nutty. And yeah, really, really solid Nuka still in arena. I actually use her in Faction Wars all the time. I use her over like champions like Foley, etc., because I just think that she's just way better, even with the affinity issue. Foley definitely has a better affinity. So that is going to be it for the showcase. I feel like we've done a few fights already, which is pretty nice. I might just take this guy on just so we can kind of see it in action against speed versus speed. So let me drop her, and we'll go Karja, right? Because we are going speed with speed. Should have used different speed aura, but you know, hey ho. If I lose the fight now because of speed aura, yeah, it's my own fault. Right, so yeah, let me go like bang, bang, bang. Let's go bang. And again, you do need stone skin. This is the best way to build her in arena. We do unfortunately get jumped in. I think there was actually a Sonic set here, and I didn't actually notice. So yeah, it's a parrot one anyway. Let me go ahead and check out the build, and then we'll show you the build and go over some stats. All right, then. So this is the way that we should generally be building Nukas in the meta for arena right now. Is a ignore defense set and a stone skin set. One of the two, both of the two are quite really required and recommended at the top end, and then minimum speed for Nukas for gold for live arena, which is where I would think that she can kind of come in as a niche pick, is especially for endgame accounts that are low spends and free to plays, which she has got great multipliers, and I think like putting in some souls for her as well for faction wars, it's not a bad idea, because like Dark House is quite a hard faction if you don't have like the Blind Seer and a mythical Hive Lord, right, which is probably one of the worst mythicals in the game, but again, it's quite a hard faction when you don't have it. So overall, it's pretty well requirement. You can go Savage, Instinct, or Lethal for that, and we'll go over blessings and stuff. So you should be going with like attack, etc. But you can see we can get a bit more attack on the banner. but at the moment I'm not going to push it too hard on a Sand Devil Oil. So you can see that these are stats. Again, bottom, the most required speed for arena at the top end is 550. If you're not at the top end of arena, if you're late game, try and aim for like 230 or something like that. And then you can increase your speed, etc. throughout the whole of it. We have attack of 8,800, which is actually pretty solid attack at the speed that we got. We could have basically took the stone skin away and I could have gone with like 10k attack with 400 critical damage, but I wanted to do a realistic build for the average player, right? That's why we do these guides. So if you did have like a really nutty build, like for example, on my account, most of my nukas are 300, so like me getting around about 7,000 attack, 350 critical damage is pretty ideal for what I see on my account. For me, the cat gaze is the ideal bless a relic. If you don't have a cat gaze for her, I think the necrosis is probably the next best option when we're talking about legendaries, and this is in the Chimera group, so I feel like a lot of us will have this, and that's probably the next best one, to be honest. When we're talking about damage, she does cycle through abilities pretty quickly, they're on low cooldowns, which is great overall, and she can reset. Lightning Cage for me is the way to go there. You can also go Soul Reaper as well. Soul Reaper will be quite strong on EA2, especially if you want to use against like champions like Nice, etc. And then Life Harvest as well in speed comps, which actually I think would be slightly better than Lightning Cage for this one because she has the AoE on A3, so you could go A2, see if they revive on whatever abilities, or when you do the A3, she'll get a massive chunk of turn meter. So if you have like a 3-star, you're going to get a 10% turn meter fill. At 5-star, you'll get a 20% turn meter fill. And at 3-star is a whopping 30% turn meter fill, which is massive. It's basically a ARB to increase in the speed again, which is great. So that's definitely a way to go there. And then for me, these are the general blessed masteries I like to take as a damage dealer. So you're coming in with Ruthless Sandbush, Shield Breaker because people do use shields, etc. And there is a few shield champions, especially Marishka, right? Which is going to be really, really useful. And then like Kill Stake, etc. And then like just counter attack masteries are the way to go for me on that side. You definitely will build it differently for P versus E, especially for Faction Wars, which is where I think like the average in-game player will probably use her because I think she's probably the best nuker right now, especially in Dark House, right? I don't think there's anyone that can get close to her, really. Anyway, hopefully you enjoy this video, and hopefully you enjoy this type of content. As usual, hit that smash up buttons, give me the thumbs up on that, and then hit that subscription as well. And then let me know down in the comments what you guys think about Queen Eva. Is she still close to your hearts or not? Do you actually own her? And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace.